Okay, we just have one more thing we're going to quick go through and have a few volunteers give some personal accounts of some things they did. So if you were a volunteer who's willing to come forward, we've already kind of prearranged Cliff and Bill. I don't know Bill, there's Bill. And Jen Peepgrass. And we're just going to ask them a few questions about their own personal experience. And the reason we like to kind of talk about this is I volunteered for 7 years for CARE, and I'd come to the banquet, but I didn't really know what some of the other volunteers' experiences were until I started working as a staff member. And it's just such a blessing. Now we made kind of some lightheartedness of some of our experiences, but truly, for me personally, and for many of you I'm sure, the value of being a volunteer and touching people's lives and what it does for our own lives is just really valuable and touching. So we kind of want to leave you on a good note, and Bill's going to ask a few questions of these three volunteers about some of the things they've done. And again, I want to remind you that you're welcome to stay and visit afterwards too, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Sarah.
Okay, you doing too? There you go.
Okay, we have some prior to this volunteer appreciation, we did put some questions together, and they already have a chance to look at these questions, so they aren't going to go, huh? So we'll start out with.
That's not true, Bill. This has not been prearranged.
Okay. Well, maybe some people got them. Okay. You didn't see the memo? Okay. First of all, let's start out with Cliff. Cliff, tell us how you think the benefits of volunteering with CARE extend beyond the individual and impact our community as a whole.
Oh, well, what can I say? I was one of the fortunate ones who got the questions ahead of time, and so I have an answer pre-made here, but I'm looking around. I think any other person could be up here for me. That I see Ron out here, who's a friend. I see Harvey. I see Jim. I see Karen. I see other people are good friends, and any one of those could have been up here. But I guess the answer to that question would be I look at it a way to cooperatively demonstrate kind of community-wide, reaching out, helping those that need a helping hand.
Very good, Cliff. Bill, do you have anything to add to that?
What was the question?
Question was, how do you think the benefits of volunteering with CARE extend beyond the individual and impact our community as a whole?
Okay. I guess, and I'm probably answering for everyone in this room, because otherwise we wouldn't be here if we weren't already volunteering or wanting to volunteer. I think it goes beyond just ourselves, because it answers that a lot of us, I think, were raised that with a responsibility to our community. And so this is, why do we vote? Why do we pay our taxes? Why do we do other things? Is we're responsible for our community, and this is one way of meeting that responsibility by volunteering.
Okay, we're going to go to the next question with Jen, and the question is, how has your experience working with CARE affected your life in a positive way?
Hi. I think going into it, I had the opportunity to work with an individual this spring, and I think going into it, I thought, oh, this is great. I'm going to go volunteer and I'm going to help somebody. And I didn't realize the positive effect that it would have on my own self. I began a friendship with this person. This person was able to tell me things that I didn't know about that she had experienced in her life. And I think I left there the first time and I was really surprised at how good I felt. And I think she made me feel better than I made her feel. I think, and that was never the intention of me volunteering or going into that. And I was just super surprised at being able to develop relationships with the client and recognizing that we as humans can do so many great things just by sitting down and visiting with someone, just even for half an hour or an hour.
You have something to add, Cliff?
No, I agree with all that, and I just have to say a few clients that really pop out in my mind as being those kind of people where you gain more than you give. I think of a person named Daryl, a person named Elaine, and a person named James. They're all people that I really clearly remember dealing with and working with.
How about you, Bill?
Right, I agree with that.
Next question. What would you say to someone who is thinking about volunteering but nervous to take the first step?
Well, I'll take a crack at that one. It's kind of like the lottery that's been going on, you know, the $1 billion lottery, and we did come up with a winner here, apparently, just in the last day or so. But it's kind of like the lottery. You kind of take a chance by volunteering. You step in and you say yes to just maybe once a month, just to see what a difference once makes. That's a word or a line that Connie always has used for volunteers. Is just do it once a month. And I think that's a really important way to begin. Just do it once and see what happens.
And the last question, what has been the most surprising thing that has come about with the relationships you have developed through volunteering with CARE? Jen, you want to answer that first?
Yeah, I think I already kind of spoke to that in my first answer, but I would like to speak a little bit to becoming a board member and working with all of the members of the board and getting to know Connie and Linda and the staff. And I think the most surprising thing for me has been how kind everyone has been and how they just welcome you and it feels like a family. And it's just, I mean, Terry, she's such a jokester. I mean, I didn't know how funny Terry was until I started working on the board. So I just think it's just a great family, and I'm really happy to see so many faces here, and for somebody in the community to know that all of you are contributing, it just makes my heart very happy.
Well, yeah, I would agree with that. And it does surprise me, or it has surprised me, at how friendly everybody has been and how enjoyable it has been to share experiences not only with the other volunteers but with with our clients, and to experience what they're either going through or their past histories and stuff like that. It's all pretty interesting.
Well, I'll just say one of the reasons I got involved here was at our local church back in Rice. I've spent some time becoming a certified lay servant, and that entails doing certain things at the church. For me, one is playing the organ, which I really enjoy, along with a lot of other things that are going on. But one of the other parts of it is reaching out more broadly from the church into the community. And so CARE has kind of filled that void for me, and it's been a pleasure to meet and see and work with just so many dedicated people, staff members and other volunteers, and everybody connected with CARE. It's went on for a number of years for me.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Cliff, for volunteering for CARE. Thank you, everybody, for volunteering for CARE.